everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Glossy Philosophy. My name is Jansen Binman and today you are tuned in for the March edit. Today we are talking about those pieces that you're going to go back for again and again for March. Now March, if you live in the Midwest, you know, is such a bizarre month. It's half winter, half spring, sort of, again, depending on where in the Midwest you live. It's really tricky to get into the spring spirit while also staying warm in the month of March. March is also a very long month because it has 31 days, and you have St. Patrick's Day, you have daylight savings time or one of those things, and you also have the beginnings of actual spring that happen. So there's lots of things, lots of exciting things going on, lots of things to celebrate, and it does kind of make you want to go towards those greens because of St. Patty's Day, but also because when you live in the Midwest, I think March, at least for me, has always meant grass. Like maybe we'll see grass, or maybe we'll start to see something happening maybe towards the end of the month. But really, that usually happens in April. So March is just kind of gearing up for spring in April, and you want to get in that mood. So how do you do it? How do you kind of lighten up your wardrobe while still remaining warm? And also have a few pieces for when, you know, you do have a day that happens to be in the 50s or maybe the 60s. It does happen sometimes. So you have to be ready. What are you going to wear? Okay. So for me, if the weather is like 40s or below, I'm probably going to be in a sweater rather than a blouse. And that is just purely because I run, temperature-wise, I run cold. And I'm not ready to say goodbye to my sweaters and move into like cardigan territory or blouse territory until it gets a little bit warmer, because again, I just run a little bit chilly. So the sweaters that I'm really going to go back to again and again and will be featuring in future videos are going to be sweaters like this. Mustard is one of those colors when March hits, I'm just like, give me all the mustard things, all the caramel things, all the bourbon colored things, anything like that I am on board for, including these shoes. I know, we're going to get to them in just a moment. So definitely this sweater. I love this sweater. So this is from Z Supply, and it is in that mustard color, but it has the white. And I feel like white for spring just helps to breathe new life into everything. This you could absolutely wear in the fall as well, but I think paired with a colored pant, colored denim, even a lighter denim or a white denim or a white pant, I think it just wakes it up a little bit and makes it a little bit more spring rather than fall. Another sweater that I'm absolutely bringing back is from Taylor LOFT, and this is my navy pullover sweater. Now, the sweater, I swear, is magical because no matter what I put it with, it just seems to work. The shape is great. It's just like, you know, a run-of-the-mill navy sweater, almost like a fisherman's sweater with its a little bit larger cotton weave, but it has some interesting detail that's going on as well. It has a little bit of that feminine ruffling detail around the neckline, a little bit of a military button happening. So it works with pants, it works with skirts, it works with all the things that it needs to work with. And this I am pulling out at least once a week, if not more. So like if I'm in a rush and don't have time to really think what goes with what, I'm probably going to pull either this sweater or I'm going to pull something in a winter white, because again, it's a no-brainer. You don't have to think about it. Now, once again, like a sweater like this, fall time, absolutely. Winter, absolutely. Spring, yeah, because it is in that more cotton weave. It does have a strong shoulder, which I think plays really nicely, especially if you are balancing out maybe a curvier bottom half. And again, because it has that cable knit and it's in a lighter color, I think it's totally springtime appropriate. Summer appropriate? Maybe not. If it was a little bit of a lighter weave, I mean, this is kind of a substantial cotton weave. Don't be fooled by cotton, by the way. Cotton can really hold in warmth. And the nice thing about a lot of these sweaters, this one is from Evereve. I found that I can put like a really body fit thermal or like a rib shirt underneath, and that just gives another layer of warmth. So when it's really cold, or if there's like happens to be a blizzard in the month of March, which is not out of the question, then you can just layer it up underneath as well instead of wearing a cami, and it gives you that extra warmth, but you're still in a brighter color, which makes you feel a little bit more springy. The nice thing about a sweater like this and a sweater like the navy, also you can pair it with some of your more spring forward skirts, like in a nice tweed that's a little bit more brighter or just lighter weight, and you're still going to be warm because you have your top half has a lot of that warmth to it. And it's kind of a fun juxtaposition between like heavier knit versus a lighter tweed or a lighter skirt. It just seems to work, and it's really interesting as well. Okay, what if we don't want to wear a sweater? What if we want to wear like a dress, or we want to wear a blouse or something that's a little bit lighter weight? What are we going to wear on top so that we can keep that warmth on those cooler spring days, right? We are going to reach for jackets. So I am embarrassed to say how long it took me to figure this out, that I don't have to wear sweaters for like 75% of the year. I can actually do some layering, okay? So you have, I think one of the key things is you find a couple colors in a sweater that you just, or a couple colors just broadly that you just keep reaching for. Black, navy, cream, maybe it's pink or green for you, and you get them in lots and lots of different weaves and also weight. So I have like winter whites in a very thin, it's not quite a tissue, but it's pretty thin weave, and these are the ones that I'm pulling out and wearing with jackets and blazers, okay? So this jacket, this is a pretty substantial jacket. It definitely came out in the fall season, or is very popular in the fall season. It's from PAIGE, so it's great quality, gonna last like a lifetime. A darker coloration, so I definitely feel like it's spring appropriate, but I love the shearling detail. Now, shearling is definitely huge in the fall with the Western trend that happened, and I feel like Western is still kind of going on, but definitely the 70s vibe as well is still happening. So, and even if it wasn't, I just really like that this is a little bit different than my summertime denim jacket. It's a little bit longer, and it's a little bit heavier, a little bit more substantial, and because of that shearling detail, it just feels like it rides that really nice, like, cold weather into warmer weather. And I can also put a jacket, like a winter coat or a dress coat on top of this without feeling too bulky, which is awesome. So I'm wearing this with dresses, with pants, with skirts, just any time I feel like I need a little bit more of a layer and I'm going a little bit more casual, then this is the one I'm going for, rather than grabbing my summer denim jacket in a lighter wash. Something a little bit darker, I think, is spring forward, and just a really fun way to start incorporating those spring elements and even those like summer elements, but reworking them in more spring appropriate weight and color. A white blazer. Okay, stay-at-home mom, check. 2 young kiddos, check, check. White blazer, yeah, you can do it, okay? So for those of you who are in a similar situation and aren't leaving the house for work, it is still okay to get lighter colored things, okay? So if you have like a really little baby, maybe not, because I don't know what the spit up situation is at your house, but if you're like watching your kids eating and they're not super messy, then I think you can do it, okay? I tried it out this winter with some lighter colored sweaters, and all my sweaters were okay. So I'm going for it with a blazer. And I tell you what, since I bought this, I've worn it many times. It has kind of become my go-to jacket for layering, again, over lighter weight dresses, lighter weight knits, and blouses or shells, things like that when we do have slightly warmer days. This is kind of my go-to. I also feel like because it has a hood, this is from Evereve, by the way, it just makes it a little bit less corporate, a little bit more fun, and it really seems to work well with like colored denim, colored pants, a little bit better than maybe a traditional blazer. It is on the slightly longer side, which I really like. It's almost like it's like that in-between boyfriend cardigan kind of zone, but it's in a crepe, and it's definitely a blazer because it has that button, but I'm going to leave it open, and I'm going to wear it with t-shirts, lighter weight knits, again, dresses, just so good. In the cream, it just seems to, again, wake up everything that I'm putting with it and just put a nice spring twist on things that I've already been wearing or that I'm bringing back for spring from previous seasons. A dress. I feel like you need at least one dress in your closet. This is my like everyday dress. I definitely have fancier dresses if, you know, it's date night or we're going to an event or like work, whatever. This is just like my go-to dress. I don't have to think about it, okay? Because it has a classic floral pattern, but it's in spring colors. I featured this last month, and I'm just like grabbing it all the time. I've gone on a couple trips, and each time this dress has come with me. So this, you know, there's really nothing special about this. It's from BODEN, which I love. It's British style, has some button closure around the neckline, but it's not too tight, which is great. Washes like a dream. Definitely washed it several times. Has a little bit of a navy underpinning. However, it's not really thick, so it's not heavy. It's a very lightweight dress. So you can wear it with your wool tights. You can wear it with a blazer to just give you a little bit more, not even coverage, just a little bit more warmth. You can wear it with your denim jacket. It just seems to go with so many things because the pattern isn't overpowering. I do tend to wear it with a slip underneath because otherwise when the sun shines through, you can definitely see, you know, things. So be aware of that. If you are kind of ordering a dress like this for work, I would probably wear it with a slip underneath. That's not going to make you feel uncomfortable if the sun hits you just so. All right. Again, the colors are great. It has long sleeves, so you're covered there. And because it is so lightweight, it is such a great layering piece. You can definitely do a belt. This one has a little bit of an elastic waist, but again, it's not too tight. It has pockets, but I find that BODEN does pockets like some of the best I've ever seen. The pockets never add bulk to the hip area, and if you are like me, I'm curvy on the bottom, not curvy on the top, and I don't really want to add any extra stuff going on down there. So sometimes pockets can actually be a hindrance for me, but pockets from BODEN, they do it the best. They know what they're doing with the female silhouette. So highly recommend them. I'm going to definitely continue to wear this dress through March and probably April because it's probably going to still need to be sleeve weather in the Midwest. All right, so we've got sweaters, we've got jackets, we have our daytime dress that we don't have to think about, and we're throwing it on with these other things. What are we wearing on the bottom? How are we inching ourselves closer and closer to spring without, you know, sacrificing warmth? And this is what I've come up with. So let's just talk about denim really quick, because I feel like springtime, everybody's like, light denim, light wash, blah, 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 blah. I'm going with gray or a very distressed black wash, whatever you like to call it. I think when I purchased this like a couple months ago, it was considered a black wash, but really it kind of shows up a little bit more gray. This is from Cut from the Cloth. I've mentioned these many times before, and I will continue to mention them. These have been my go-to denim. I'm wearing them at least once a week, if not twice a week. They have a distressed bottom, and they have just a little bit of distressing on the leg here, and then that's it. Button, fly area, and they say that it's a straight cut. I feel like it's a little bit more of a tapered boyfriend, so I like to take that raw hem and roll it up and treat it almost like a jogger. I feel like it gives a really interesting shape, and I'm not crazy personally about a raw hem, so it kind of hides that, which is nice. And I feel so it dresses it up by rolling up the bottom, and it also gives a really nice silhouette for someone who has a little bit more curve. It loosens up without loosening up too much. And this is kind of my first experience with cut from the cloth, and I'm so pleased. I got the exact same thing in a light wash that I will be featuring in April. So these are kind of my go-to jeans. I've gone on several trips, always in my bag, or I'm wearing them as I'm driving, and just, you can't beat them, okay? So good. If you haven't tried cut, I would. They go with blazers. They go with denim on denim, if that's your thing. They absolutely go with sweaters, and they go with blouses. So good. All right, skirts. I'm a skirt gal. You knew it was coming. I'm trading in my navy cords for my navy skirt, which honestly I've been wearing more than my pants. So even though this is a corduroy skirt, I think it's still okay to wear, especially in March, because it's cold and the color is navy. So navy is definitely a spring, summer. I mean, it's really an all year round color, but like a dark navy definitely hits you in the shops and Pinterest and whatever in the spring. So still relevant, still warm, and looks good with wool tights, looks good with sheer tights, looks good with no tights. These, or this skirt, which is from Taylor LOFT, it seems to go with button downs, sweaters, blouses, jackets. It's just one of those things that works no matter what. I also like that it's a very easy fabric, easy to keep clean, easy to wash up, don't have to think about it. Again, navy is kind of one of my hero colors, so I'm just wearing this pretty much all year round except in the summer, and it just works with so many things. So there's that. And then I'm bringing back my faux leather skirt, which is kind of in an A-line. It says it's a shift. This is also from Taylor LOFT. It's a little bit longer, which I like. So definitely business appropriate if you're leaving the house for a business, whatever you need to. And the only thing you need to think about with faux leather, and this goes for pants as well, is what are you wearing on the bottom? Maybe don't go with a leather or faux leather shoe. Go with a suede, go with a woven, go with something else to just bring in another texture. And so it doesn't look like which one is leather. You know what I mean? Like, are your shoes leather? Is the skirt leather? That's a lot of leather. People just, it's too much, okay? Especially in something like this. This is a classic color. So cognac, it's going to be great in the fall. It's going to be great in the spring. And even in winter, if you can find the right tights to go with it. So I'm wearing this skirt more as we get into slightly warmer weather, because I think personally that this one for me looks better with like nude tights or no tights. And I'm wearing it with shorter boots or flats, something like that, because I don't go into an office. I just hang at home with the kids and like do drop off and stuff like that. So that's for me. If I did go into an office, I would absolutely wear this with pumps or some kind of heel and just really go for it, dressing it up. Again, super easy material. It has the patch pockets, which is really popular right now, kind of that utility Western vibe. You're just going to keep it forever. It's on super sale right now, Taylor LOFT. Just go for it. Okay, what are we wearing on our feet? If the weather cooperates, as I've kind of already shown. Mustard. It's a new month. I need new Michael Kors pumps, okay? This is a color I have been waiting to go on sale. It finally went on sale, snagged it, and it just mustard and navy and cream all go together beautifully. They play really nicely together, and it's just a fun way to, again, freshen up that wardrobe and just wake it up a little bit. Also looks really good with like khakis and even like a utility green, khaki green kind of pant as well. Utility pants are definitely on my radar. Still trying to find my right pair. We'll come back to you probably in April with those. And then these guys, I just kind of discovered. I was really worried about these. These are from Dolce Vita, or not these specific shoes, but like this silhouette. However, I try them on with these pants, which are skinny, and I just fell in love. So these are kind of like those H2O waterproof shoes from Dolce Vita. Super popular. I know I'm like one of the last people to jump on this train, but oh my goodness, I think it just creates a really fun silhouette in a skinny pant. I'm not sure about a boot cut or a flare. I like seeing the whole shoe. I think that's really interesting. So I think skinnies and joggers for me, and this shoe is going to be great. I think I'm going to feature this in another video as like my shoe of choice for traveling in the city or similar weather vibe for spring break. I think it's just a really great shoe to have, and especially in a lighter color. I think it just works, and it goes again with so many of this color palette. If you're going navies, creams, and browns, it just works, and you don't have to think about it. That's what I think March is all about, because the weather is so crazy. You've got spring break, you've got all these celebrations. Like, let's just keep it a little bit more simple, a little bit more laid back, and let's make sure that everything is just going, kind of creating a capsule wardrobe. So that is it for the March edit. Thank you guys so much for watching this March edit. Again, I think it's really fun every month to just switch things up a little bit, grab a little bit of fall, grab a little bit of winter, grab a little bit of last spring, and then add in just a few new things to really waken up your wardrobe and really excite you about getting dressed in the morning. It is such a game changer when you feel good because you look good, you feel good in your clothes, and you just feel ready to take on the world. I also, for these edits, really like to do as much as I can, kind of like a capsule-y vibe, because these are the pieces that I'm going to be mixing and matching with other things. Am I going to wear more than this? Absolutely. But these are going to be the key pieces that I'm reaching for, and I'm going to be featuring in future videos. And just one other last thing, you do not by any means have to own all of these same pieces or any of these same pieces. This is what works for my body type. This is what works for me. So these videos are really just a jumping off point. They're really just to inspire you and to get your, your creativity and your outfit vibes just kind of going, and think about like, what haven't I worn in a while that I'm still excited about, that I'm ready to pull out? How do I layer that with something so it's still warm but looks good and relevant? And just to kind of get your style wheels turning. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspired you to go back into your closet, fill in those holes that you have, and also bring out pieces back out that you really love from fall and from maybe earlier winter and things like that. I do fashion videos every Wednesday, beauty videos every Friday, and on Mondays we're doing edits. We are doing capsule wardrobes. We are really tackling certain situations with fashion and beauty. So thank you again for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye!